had to deal with fear to the point it paralyzed you? I'm talking about paralyzed you to a point that your mind shut off, your body, your soul, everything shut down. Like for like 30 seconds, you just stop breathing. So for 30 seconds, you're like dead. You're like, I'm dead. 30 seconds, you just freeze up. Like, I'm dead. 30 seconds, I'm just dead. My whole life just stopped. Because a dog just come rushing out from nowhere, your neighbor's dog. You just come home with your groceries, and the neighbor dog come chasing you, and you think about your training. What they say when a bear chases you in the woods, just play dead. So you just drop the groceries like, I'm just gonna play dead. You just freeze up like this. Your arms straight, your legs straight, your whole body just go completely straight like I'm dead. You stop breathing, you don't blink, you don't think, everything you just play dead. But the only problem is you ain't laying down playing dead. You stand straight up playing dead. Like you're just playing dead straight up. And that's a new way of playing dead. Like, before you gotta lay on the ground, but you don't want to lay on the ground because you can't play dead laying on the ground because then you might run into another issue. You're scared of bugs, then a bug might crawl on you. Then that just ruins the whole playing dead thing. But then let's think about this. When you walking or jogging down a path and a snake just come out of nowhere, slithering in your path right in front of you, what you gonna do? You think the same thing. Your mind just frees up. You just get paralyzed and you say, oh, play dead. This fear is too much. Play dead. Stop breathing. Stand up straight. I'm not laying on the ground. The snake can crawl up on me. I'm just gonna play dead. Just go straight. Completely straight. Stop breathing. Don't blink. Don't even think. You just shut yourself completely down, but don't realize the snake can crawl up your leg because it might thought you were a tree. And just start crawling up your leg. I don't know. People might have y'all having a panic attack right now. I can see y'all right now. You're having a panic attack. Like, oh Lord Jesus, take me now. Snake crawled on my leg. It'll snake crawl up your leg. But seriously, some situation force you to go into a paralyzed state of mind. Some fear that we go through can cause us to completely freeze up where our mind completely goes to blank. And we can't even react to the situation. We don't know how to react. We literally just play dead because we think that's our only defense towards fear. But it's not. Like life, we have options. We have choices when we're dealing with fear. One of the choices is to face everything and run from it. Face everything and run from it. That's one of the choices we have when we're dealing with fear. Or we have option two. Face everything and rise up to it. So when that dog is coming out of nowhere chasing you, and you know that neighbor dogs, you told him before about that gate that needed to be fixed, and that neighbor's dog come chasing you, you got the option to, face it, face everything and run. Say, look, my life depends on this, and I know Johnny just bought this new car, but this new G-Wagon has some dents in it and some things on it, because I'm ready to jump up on top of here, and this is between me and this car. Either I'm going to get bit or his car going to get damaged. So I'm going to face everything and run and jump on his car. I'm going to face everything and rise up against this dog, stand my ground, let this dog know that it's not going to scare me today. It's not going to control me today. This is my house. You're on my property. You better back down and I'm going to stand up against you. You got those options. You can sit there and play dead, when the snake comes, freeze up, and like, I'm going to play dead, stop breathing for a second. Like, literally, you died for 30 seconds. Or you can grab a stick and fight that snake. Because you can face everything and run from it, or you can face everything and rise up towards it. But life and the issues that we deal with that causes fear is most times not situations of dealing with snake slithering across our path. Or then again, maybe it is. It's not always a dog running out of our neighbors or some random place as. Or maybe it is. Because see, the dog and the snake can be metaphors for something much bigger when we're dealing with fear. Because isn't that how fear works? Things just come out, all these cracks and crevices, things come out unknown places, come from places where were warned about, or you warned others about to attack you, to knock you off your grid, to knock you off your square. Isn't that how fear works? Things come from everywhere to attack you. When you sitting there just minding your business, like I just told you, you just walking home with your groceries, the dog attack you. You sitting there walking and jogging down the path. You trying to do your exercise thing, living your best life, trying to put 10, 20 more years on your life. But that snake just took 50 years off it. In fact, you just died for 30 seconds because the snake just came out the grass. But just think about this in metaphorical terms when you think about your life and how snakes cross your path every single day. Dogs come out of nowhere trying to bite you every single day. Whether you at work, you at home, the supermarket, you at the movie theater, you at your restaurant, you at a nightclub, you at relative's house, you at your best friend's house, you on a date, snakes and dogs come out of nowhere attacking you every single day. and they cause fear into your life. The question is, how are you going to deal with that fear? How are you going to deal with that fear of the situation that has just now come upon you? Just out of nowhere, come out of nowhere and attack you. How are you going to deal with it? You can face everything and run from it, or you can face everything and rise up to it. Which one are you going to do? Don't tell me, show me. But before you show me, let's talk a little more about it, because we got more time to talk about how these things encounter, how some things don't just come out of the grass, how you knew that snake was there the whole time, but you ignored it. You ran past that snake on that path every single day, and you ignored it until that one day the snake finally grew up enough courage to come out there and approach you. How that dog was sitting there barking at you for days and days and weeks and years, but now that dog has finally found that weak spot at the gate to come through and attack you. Let's talk about these things that cause fear in your life right now and how you can either rise up against it or run from it. Let's talk about it, people. Let's get into it. Let's get to the ugly, the good, the bad, and the ugly about the situation of fear and how we ignore the things that causes fear. Let's talk about it. Where do you want to go first? You want to go with the dog scenario? Let's go with the dog scenario first, since that's what I talked about. So, a lot of times we ignore the dog. Now, we all may have neighbors that have dogs in their yards, barking at us and stuff. I'm not talking about that figurative dog. I'm talking about that metaphorical dog. Because sometimes that dog is at your job. Sometimes that dog is just your job. New slaves. I talked about it. How a lot of times when you're forced to stay on the plantation. I talked about it in hand. How sometimes we got to give someone a hand. Or have a nice day. But we don't realize that sometimes we have dogs around us just sitting there viciously snarling, gargling at us, sitting there growling at us, barking at us all the time, just waiting for the right opportunity to attack us. And when they attack us, what do? Some of us freeze up and play dead for 30 seconds. Some of us run from the situation, and some of us rise to the occasion. What are these dogs doing, though? How are these dogs at work attacking us? How are these dogs at home attacking us? Well, they're seeing the weakness in you. They see the fear inside you. They see the fear inside your heart, inside your mind, your spirit, your soul. So when you're at work and these dogs sit there watching you, these dogs can be co-workers. They can be your manager. These managers look at you like, yeah, I don't like this person because, see, he or she smiles a little too much. They seem a little too comfortable. They think they know too much. Not because you portray that you know too much, but because you're confident. And because you're confident, because you're comfortable, because you're happy. Now this dog is sitting there waiting for the right opportunity to attack. So this dog is like, yeah, I'm just going to knock this person off the square because this person just seems a little too comfortable. Let me see what happens and how this person reacts when I round them. Because when the way they react when I round them, it's going to tell me everything I need to know about them, good or bad. It's going to let me know whether I can sit here and control this person and have this person living in fear, or is this person going to live in a different type of fear where they continuously rise up against me and rise up to the occasion and show me that anything I can throw at them, they can handle. They are sitting this dog and sitting there trying to find out what type of person you are. These type of dogs are sitting there and sniffing you because the dog can smell the fear on you. But see, understand, there's two concepts, there's two sides to fear. There's the rise component, and there's the run component. So, of course, the dog can smell fear on you. But the question is, which fear is that dog smelling? Let's get back to what they do. People. So your manager comes, see you smiling every day, you comfortable, confident at your work. You sit there on your keyboard, taking it up. You sit there, listen to your music. Maybe listen to gospel music. Maybe listen to Tupac or DMX, and you getting all hyped up. You know what I mean? You barking and stuff at your desk. You shouldn't be barking. And now the dogs are really coming. They look at that as a call to action. But then the dog comes. It's snarling at you for a while. You see it growling at you. You see him giving you dirty looks. You see the little back shots they taking. You see when you walk up to the water cooler, you see him whispering about you. But see, now on this day right here, this particular day right here, the dog has gotten outside the gate. The dog has got the confidence to come up to you and attack you. To come up to you and approach you negatively about your work, negatively about your outfit and your wardrobe, negatively about your personality and the fact that you come to work every day smiling happy, negatively about your confidence, your misplaced confidence, which is now look like and displaying to others as arrogance. So they sitting here coming at you, and this dog is attacking you. and they beating on you, and they growling at you, and they yelling at you, and they talking down on you. They talking about we'll stack more work on you since you think you're so high and mighty, Mr. High and Mighty, Mrs. High and Mighty. This dog is really trying to attack you. Now here's the question of how you're going to deal with this. You're going to stay at your job, you're going to put your head down, and you're going to say, I'm going to run from this situation because, I can't take my boss every single day, or my manager, because I don't like to use the word boss. My manager every day keep coming at me crazy. I'm getting tired every time I walk to water cooler, Vicky and Michelle or whispering about me, or Tom and Larry keep whispering about me, and I know they're talking about me because they get quiet once I go to the water cooler or every time I come to the break room. I'm sitting here tired of this dog attacking me every day. I'm tired of hearing this dog bark at me. I'm tired of living in fear that one day this dog is going to come out and bite me, that Larry or Tom is going to say, yo, meet me in the parking lot because I want to fight you, or my boss going to say, either you get the work done or I'm going to fire you. I'm tired of living in fear every single day that something negative is going to happen in my life. So you're going to do one or two things. That fear is going to cause you to make a choice. Because understand some people, whether you decide to or not, every single day we make a choice. We make a choice to be happy or sad, angry or happy. We make a choice every day. So in this situation with dealing with fear, it's no different. You're going to make a choice of whether you're going to say, yo, you can go home to your husband and wife like, yo, I quit my job today. Why you quit? I just couldn't deal with it no more. The fear became too overwhelming. The fear of this dog biting me became too overwhelming. So, I decided to run and jump on some car. Because, see, the car is a metaphor, too. Because I talked about it, right? You jumped on, somebody's G-Wagon. Maybe it's your husband or your wife G-Wagon. You jumped on that new G-Wagon, Mercedes-Benz, right? And you damaged that now. Because, see, you running. You running from this opportunity. You running from the situation can be damaging to someone else because, see, now your significant other has to pick up a slack because you quit your job. You ran from your job and you ran from this situation because you're so fearful of it. Now you don't have a backup plan. You don't have a savings. You don't have another job you run to. You run to a situation to the abyss of not knowing what's going on. So you jumping on someone's car. You jumped on your husband's car, causing damage. Your wife's car causing damage. Now, even though they're there to support you, but now they're forced to support you in a way that was unplanned for. And we don't know when you'll get another job. You ain't put your 2 weeks in. You just woke up like, man, I can't take it no more. The fear is getting too much for me. I can't take it no more. I gotta leave today. And someone's making excuses. I'm gonna kill somebody today. I'm gonna go to work and I'm just gonna kill this person. And we'll say that, but the truth is the fear just becomes so much that we just run. We run, people. And that's one choice. The other choice is you rise up to the occasion. You rise up and you confront what's causing fear in your life. You walk up to Tom and Larry at the water cooler. Yo, what's all the kikiing about? What's up? What's the issue? Oh, you think I'm arrogant? Oh, you think I'm arrogant because I'm confident in my work? Well, let me explain something to you, bro. I believe in myself. In order to be the best at anything I or anyone does, they have to believe that they're the best in what they're doing. Even if in reality they aren't, even if statistically I might not be, I need to believe I'm the best to keep my self-esteem, my confidence up, to give my best, and to one day become the best statistically and in reality. So I choose to do a different type of fear, to face everything and rise up against Tom and Larry and say, yo, I don't know what the kikiing is about. If you want to, we can talk about it now, or we can talk about it in the parking lot. And whatever the outcome be is what's going to be. But today, you're going to stop the kikiing. If you feel I'm arrogant because of my confidence, then maybe you need to figure out where your confidence is displaced at. Why don't you play hide and go seek with your confidence? Because you need to build yourself up, bro. Because you should feel the same way I do. Instead of sitting there letting your boss run you out there, or sorry, let me rephrase that, your manager run you out there. I hate the word boss. Your manager sitting there beating you down because they feel you're too confident. They're trying to overwork you. Rise up to the occasion. Rise up to them. Yeah, I can do the work. I'm going to knock the work out. Feed me more. Because understand something. We often complain about how much work our boss or our managers give us. I hate this word boss. I don't know why I keep saying it. You got to get a mindset saying boss. We get this mentality, this mindset in our subconscious that, the better we do work, the more work our managers is going to give us. And we try to change our output or slow ourselves down because we don't want someone to give us more work. But what you don't understand is, I said this back in trophies, training, the gym. This is your gym. If they give you more work, what they're doing is they're conditioning you. They're conditioning you to become stronger and better form of yourself. So that if you can do all this extra work and you can handle a strong workload, then what you think you can do when you step out on your own? What's going to happen when you rise up against that fear is you're going to bury that threat. You're going to bury it. Whatever is threatening you, you're going to bury it. You're not going to become a survivor. You're not going to become a survivor when you choose to face everything and rise. You're going to become a conqueror. You're going to become a conqueror when you conquer your fear. You conquer anything that anybody throw at you. So somebody say you're too arrogant, you conquered that belief that you're too arrogant. You conquered that belief that you can't handle the work. You conquered that belief that you got to answer to a boss. You conquered that. And every one of your enemies then become your footstool. You think about it for a second, people. When you rise, when you face everything and rise, what happens? Everything that caused you fear, anxiety, stress, becomes your footstool. Your manager becomes your footstool where literally they depend on you. They got to come to you for answers. They got to come to you and look for your recommendation, your recognition. These dudes that were call it kikiing, now they come to you instead of kikiing. They, yo, man, you think you can, help me out here, help me with my work, I'm a little behind, can you teach me how to, be a little more confident like you, What do you think, They start changing their whole tone, their voice start getting a little lower, lose the bass in their voice, maybe you have to work, you can help me out here, build me up a little bit, The whole attitude changes. But you rise up against people, you don't become a survivor, you become a conqueror. That's how you face that dog. I understand, the first thing your mind says it's a flight mode, because it's always fight or flight mode. It's a different way of saying it. Either fight the dog or you run. Sometimes you got to confront that dog and let that dog know, I have a fear in me, but it's a different type of fear than you thinking. You thinking my fear is face everything, run, but reality is my fear is face everything and rise up against it. So what you want to do? Because I'm for whatever, and I'm here for whatever. You got the other fear. You got these snakes, because, these snakes exist, okay? I get you go jogging, running, these snakes come sliding your path, you want to play dead. You want to play dead. You want to just freeze up like, stop breathing. I'm dead for 30 seconds. 30 seconds, I'm dead. You want to literally just go completely still. And I ain't talking about lay on the ground still, because the snake can crawl on you, bugs can crawl on you, and you don't want that, right? You don't want that. So you play dead, and you stand up straight, but it doesn't work, okay? It doesn't work, people. It doesn't work. So the other opportunity is to face against these snakes. Like I said, we're going to use a snake as a metaphorical term. I'm not talking about a literal snake crossing your path. See, snakes is very interesting because we see them. We see snakes. It's sort of like a dog. You see dogs before they attack. You've been seeing that dog in that fence, your manager, the Tom and Larry, the water cooler, Vicky and Michelle. You've seen all of them. You've seen them before they came. It's similar to that dog. The snake, you seen that snake slithering around, but you were saying to yourself this whole time, well, I hope the snake don't cross my path. I'm all right. And when I'm talking about metaphorically, the snake is, I'm talking about that woman who's been sitting there snaking her way around people, pretending she's somebody's friend, or that dude pretending like he's somebody's friend, when the whole time he's just trying to get close enough to know their business, or to get close enough so he can try to steal somebody's girlfriend away, or she trying to get close enough to know your business, to gossip about it, or close enough to steal your husband. You know that snake. Don't look at me like that. You know that snake, and be real with you. Some of y'all out there right now watching it are that snake. Sit there and pretend like you somebody's friend when the whole time you just sitting there trying to acquire information, asking questions about people's personal life, and you have zero interest in their personal life. You have zero interest in what's going on with their life on some old empathy type time where you feeling sorry for them or feeling, proud or happy for them. You just want to know information so you can have something to give and share when you get around a group of other snakes. Because when you get around, the family snakes, you got to bring your own food to the table. They ain't going to share food with you. You ain't got no food to share, so you got those snakes. Metaphorical snakes who sit there crawling around. And one day you watch them sitting there slithering around everybody else and getting everybody's business, but you're thinking that snake is never going to crawl up that grass and slither in your path. But one day it does. One day it does. It slithers in your path. It sits there and tries to wrap itself around your legs. You sitting there all still, sound like you did. And snakes sit there like, oh, you a tree. So the snake gets the idea to slither up your leg and sit there and want to get to know your information and want to know about your personal life. What's going on in your relationship? Go back to House Divided. Looking for a crack in your house so it can slither in between and into your house. Go back to the House Divided episode, people. That snake trying to get in there to know your personal life. Not because it's interested in helping or having empathy for what's going on in your personal life, but because it wants information, people. Key word there. Information to share with others. Now, similar to the dog situation, a lot of people are afraid of these snakes. A lot of people are afraid of these snakes because sometimes with these snakes, and metaphorically speaking, these snakes, what we do is we drop our guard with them. We look at them like, oh, it's just a garden snake. You know, all they eat is rats and, you know, berries and stuff. This snake poses no threat to me. It poses no threat to me. It eats rats, you know what the rats are. You know, the ones who sit there and snitch their balls to snitch at people. That's the type of people these snakes eat. This snake eats berries. You know, the soft, sweet people who come to work and they all soft and sweet and all nice and kind. They're all delicate. Those snakes eat them. They're no threat to me. I'm tough. I'm a human being. I'm strong. And your overconfidence starts to make you more comfortable with the snake. Until one snake crawls by you, and it looks like a viper head, but you don't know the difference. It looks like a copperhead, but you don't know the difference. Look like cottonmouth, you don't know the difference. And you start to get fearful of the snake. You start to get fearful because you opened yourself up too much to the snake. Unconsciously, because your confidence overshadowed your common sense. And you opened yourself up, you talk to the snake, you fed the snake the information it wanted. You're like, oh snap. I was playing dead and my brain shut off when I was playing dead and I stopped reading for a second and I opened up and I don't know what I said to the snake. Oh my gosh. Now the snake is literally slithering up my leg. Metaphorically, people, not figuratively. And when you sit there thinking it's crawling up your leg, you're sitting there asking yourself, I got two choices. I can face everything and just run like hell and hope the snake fall off my leg. Because this snake now knows, what's going on. Your husband lost his job, or your wife lost his job, or knows that your kids got suspended from school, or that you don't like your boss, and you know that your boss has your manager has a toupee on. This snake now knows your personal secrets, and now you have a choice. Two choices, people. You either can face everything and run, or you can face everything and rise. Which choice you will make when you deal with the snake? When you come across a snake. Now understand something. When you face everything and run, now you got to quit your job. You got to run, quit your job. You're never coming back there again. You never come around your circle of friends again. You never come around certain people because you talked bad about them. And now you got to worry every time the snake is around that the snake is going to show up and sit here and remind people. Similar to you walking down that path. Once you see a snake crossing that path, I don't want to go down that path no more. Trauma, PTSD. You expecting that snake to always be there every time you go down that path. This is a similar situation, metaphorically when we're speaking, about when you talk about your friends, your family, whatever else, and now when you see a snake slithers in your path, you're like, yo, I don't want to come around certain people no more. Because what if that snake come around and that snake starts to tell them what I accidentally told that snake in my moment of freeze or my moment of vulnerability? Then you start to say, yo, I guess I'm going to run away from this situation. I'm going to run. Okay? Face everything and just run. Or you can face everything and choose to rise up. Yeah, I told the snake what I said. And I'm standing up to it. I'm going to stand up to it because you know what? One thing I teach my kids when I say is, be man enough, be woman enough to take responsibility for your mistakes. And when you say I'm going to face everything and rise, sometimes it means just take responsibility of a moment of weakness, a moment of vulnerability, a moment of bad choices. We all have them. I have them. There's moments where I talk and I should just kept my mouth shut, and I think to myself, damn, no, you should just kept your mouth shut, bro. You should just kept your mouth shut. I'm keep it real. I'm a human being. There's moments I say that. But you have to face it Face everything and rise. What I mean when you see a snake and it comes slithering around your friends, like, oh, girl, let me tell you. Well, she said this is snake, or he was talking about, your toupee, or he's saying that you was taking steroids, or that you living off your wife, or that your husband living off of you. Regardless of what he say, stand up to that snake. And let them know, yeah, I had a moment where I could find it to you, but I'm going to remind you now I remember who you are. Remember that snake doesn't change. It might shed its skin, but it doesn't change. I'm going to rise up against the snake, and I'm going to beat the snake down. Because you may cause temporary damage, temporary paralysis in my life, but I'm going to make it so you don't cause no more issues, no more problems in anyone else's life that I love, because instead of running from you, I'm going to confront you. I'm not going to let you run me away from my friends, run me away from my family, run me away from doing something I love. You ain't going to run me away from this path, so I'm going to rise up against you. And I'm going to beat you down, and I'm going to take you out. So not only that I can walk this path, I can walk around my friends, but others can without worrying about the fear of this snake. This snake of a person can come around and cause damage in my and other people's lives. We have to rise up, face everything, and rise up against it. Fear has two meanings. We always have two different choices. The choice is which one we want to deal with. We're going to face everything and rise up against situations, or we're going to face everything and continue to run from it. Which choice are you going to make? What choice are you going to decide? I get that you're afraid of snakes, and I'm just talking about snakes metaphorically. I'm not talking about figuratively snake, crawling in front of you and all that. I get, if an actual snake crawls in front of you, in real life, you might have to get the hell out of Dodge and just say, you know what, damn that path. But I'm telling you right now, people, that ain't always the option. At times, we need to use fear as a tool, as something to strengthen us, to build us, as an opportunity to stand up against what we are fearful of. Fear, face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. And what rise means, standing up, taking responsibility for your mistakes, taking responsibility and be truthful and honest about how you feel about certain situations and certain people to their face, so that a snake doesn't have any venom that can come in your life and penetrate and cause damage to you. Like I said, we all have dogs and snakes in our lives. We got dogs running out of yards attacking us when we try and go home, attacking us at work, attacking us when we come from the grocery store, attacking us when we go into a movie, attacking us at restaurants. We have snakes crawling out of the grass, attacking us in all different types of ways. And we all have a choice of how we want to deal with these animals, with these metaphorical animals who are trying to attack us in our daily lives. We can face everything and run, or we can face everything and rise. What choice are you going to make today, people? Because I guarantee you, today or tomorrow, you're going to be put in a situation where your fear is going to be tested. And the only way you pass that test is by choosing the right fear. Either you're going to face everything and run, or you're going to face everything and rise. The choice is yours. Dare to be different. Don't fear to be different. Dare to be different. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of the Pastor President Podcast. Until next time, people, stay woke, stay focused, most importantly, stay tuned. Peace.